Hi, I'm Gizzi Erskine and welcome back to Wild Dish. We've been looking at Peru as one of the healthiest countries in the world, and it's inspired me to do my own variation of ceviche. We've been speaking to the Don, or the daddy of Peruvian food in this country, a guy called Martin Morales, who has a restaurant group called Ceviche. Actually, if you want to see the stuff that we've done together already, you need to have a watch of these videos, so just click here. But I learned so much from him that I actually want to use what he's taught me and put it into my own recipe. So this is my version of ceviche. Got some really gorgeous fish. I've gone for a wild sea bass. I'm actually going to prep this straight away. What I learned from Martin, which I'd never done before, is to cut along the centre, and then we're going to do that same sort of style of slicing that he did, and much thicker than I ever thought you needed to. So something a bit like that. That's the perfect size. Ceviche is a really healthy dish because it's very clean. You know, we're literally cooking the fish in citrus, that's literally it. But what this means is when you cook it, the citrus sort of like permeates most of it, but you also have that tiny bit of opaque, slightly raw bit in the middle, which is really good. It gives it far more texture. If you cook that all the way through in citrus, it's just gonna be a bit pappy and grim. So it's really nice to have nice chunky pieces, which is weird because I thought it'd be more like sashimi. So we're gonna cut our fish and then we're gonna make our dressing. I'm going to be doing a ceviche, which has got a sort of influence from Japan. So it's got yuzu, which is a special type of citrus. You can get it in sort of most supermarkets now, but it's got a different sort of acidity. It's more like, I suppose, like a grapefruit or a mandarin, but with a real limey tinge to it. And then other sort of Asian flavors in soy sauce and sesame. If you know a lot about food, you'll know that there's a very famous Hawaiian dish called poke, and it's sort of taken inspiration from that. But the other twist is we're going to be putting in kumquats. What I learned from Martin was that you should use some kind of fruit. That he was talking about using passion fruits and things like that. So I thought it might be quite fun to put another acidic bite in there. And as I said, the yuzu is a bit mandarin-y. We're also pimping it out with loads of different nutritious things. So we've got avocado, which are full of vitamin E. We've got red onions, which are full of antioxidants. We've got chilies, which sort of speed up your metabolism. And it's just a very low calorie, high protein like dish. So that's our fish done. And we're gonna get on and make a dressing. With a ceviche, it's not a dressing actually. I'm calling it dressing, but they actually call it a tiger's milk. I asked Martin why. And he said it's because it makes you big and strong and sort of like fiery like a tiger. So I'm just finely chopping this chilli, season or out. You know, I'm not going fine chop. Still want a bit of texture to it, and you'll see why when I start pounding it. Got a clove of garlic here. So we've got some salt going in there as well. You need more salt than you think. Currently, this is quite a pure flavour, this fish here. So we need to bring it to life with the sea salt. I'm just going to go in and bash this up. It doesn't matter if there are a few bits in it, but I want it to be as sort of squashed together as possible. All right, so you can see that. Really, really pasty in there. And next up, I'm going to put in our yuzu. The flavour of it, it's so worth it. Well, it's not a fresh product, it's still really good for you, and it's still got all the nutritional value. And then we're going to pop in equal quantities of soy sauce and sesame oil. This dressing, it's quite dark. Normally a ceviche is quite pale. I'm going to pour this over. And immediately this is going to start to do its business. I'm going to just give that a bit of a massage together to start it off, and then we can get on with the rest of the veg. It's quite a weird thing to try and understand, that this is cooking in citrus, but it really is. I mean, already I can feel with my fingers the difference of the texture of the sort of the main part of the fish, and we're going to leave that. You can leave this in the fridge if you want, and within 5 minutes it's going to be perfectly cooked. Less than 5 minutes. It's going to take less than 5 minutes to finish this. First up, I'm going to chop up half a red onion. I'm really thinly slicing this. Because I'm thinly slicing it so much, I'm not going to do what Martin did, which is put it in iced water. This is the only thing I'm going to mix as I go. Everything else I'm going to mix last minute. Then it's about getting on with all the rest of the stuff. It's a really colourful salad. I'm just chopping up some sweet corn. It's been charred in a griddle pan, and we're going to put that in. Then we've got these guys, which are kumquats. They look really cute. They're like little cartwheels. And then, the ingredient of the moment, the avocado. It's, like I said, I can't imagine life without an avocado these days. So we're gonna just chop this up. It has to be really nice. It's sort of ripe but firm. It's quite a hard thing to get with an avocado. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You can see that. And then last but not least, stacks of fresh coriander. I was actually really surprised at how little coriander Martin used. And then I'm gonna sort of roughly chop it rather than finely. I'm just gonna give that a really good mix together. And it is like a salad. I mean, there's no getting away from it. It's really like a salad. But would you believe in the time that it's taken for me to prep all of those ingredients? And we've done everything for reals here, that we've got this fish pretty much cooked to perfection in citrus. It's a bit of a crazy ideal, but it's so delicious, and it's so, I mean, just, you know that this is good for you. And it is stunning, it's so beautiful. Right, I'm just gonna have a taste. So what I've got here is I've just handmade some little tortilla chips, corn tortillas, and then you chop them out with a mini cutter, and then you fry them in a tiny bit of oil. So I'm gonna eat my ceviche like this with everything else. Or you could pop them on the tortilla chip if you like. It's really next level. The yuzu is like no other flavour. I can't describe it. Well, I've tried, as you know. But the sesame has a warmth to it. The sweet corn, which sort of adds a little bit of pop. Creaminess of that avocado. It's so good. It's possibly one of the best ways to eat fish. I think it probably is. This or sushi. Actually, at the moment, I think this. So if you want to try this recipe, and I really want you to, let me know how you get on and put your comments in the box below. Subscribe by clicking here. And again, to see anything we've done before on Wild Dish, just click here. And I'll see you again soon.